Hi everyone, and welcome to your all levels flow with some core work. So you'll get a nice strong stretching practice today. Hopefully your body will feel wonderful by the end of this class, but you'll also feel a little bit in your core as we are going to dive into the muscles in our core today throughout practice. So feel free to rest when you need to, amp it up when you want to. And thanks for joining me on your mat. Grab your yoga mat. We'll start shortly. Let's stand up to start just to kind of see if we can open up a little bit. I know you might have already sat down, so don't be mad. And just roll your shoulders back with me. 3, good, 2, and 1. And then exhale, release one ear to one shoulder. Doesn't matter which one because we're going to do both. And now your ear is falling to your shoulder. So what I want you to do is take your chin and you're going to slightly tuck it down. So now you're going to feel a bigger pull. And then option to stay there, or if your head is moving to the left, you're going to take your right arm out. If your head's moving to the right, take your left arm out. Palm is going to face up, and you can lift your arm up just right below the shoulder. And if you're like me, I feel this in my bicep tendon, my shoulder. Good. Take 2 more breaths here. I'm very tight in the sides of my neck, so like the lateral portion. So this feels rather intense, but also good. Now take your arm down. Your head is still over here, or whichever side you're on. Take your fingertips to your head. Bring your head up. Good. You don't have to add the sound effects. I'll do that. All right, other side. Drop it over. I'm trying to crack jokes early on. Maybe they're working. Maybe they're not. And then I want you to take your chin. Okay, tuck it down just a hair for me. And that's where you're going to feel the stretch on the opposing side of the neck. I'm less tight on this side than I am the other side. So I still feel an intensity, but it's not like as intense as it was. And then you're going to reach your arm away, palm face up again. If you want to, you don't have to. And then raise the arm just right below the shoulder. 3. Good. Feel free to close your eyes. 2. And then exhale. 1. You're going to lower your arms. Stay here. Take your fingertips to your head. Bring your head up. Good. Take your hands behind your head, lean back. I'm going to spin forward on my mat. And I just want you to push down into both your feet. Let your head lean back into your hands. Broaden and open through the chest for me. Good. Exhale. You're just going to round your spine like you're a hunchback. Don't fold forward. Pull your elbows in. Good. Repeat. Inhale. Lean back. Open up. Exhale. Round in. Elbows in. Tuck the chin. Last one, number 3 together. Inhale, lean back, open up, broaden. Good. Exhale, round in. Now keep rounding, keep folding, keep getting yourself all the way to the bottom. And then once you arrive, let your fingertips release down. Good. Heel toe your feet apart, slightly wider. And just soften the knees as you spider walk your fingertips to the right. Good. Soften your knees. Spider walk your fingertips to the left. And then repeat. Spider walk your fingertips to the right. Spider walk your fingertips to the left. Good. Land in the center. Exhale as you fold forward, opposite elbow grip. So feel free to hold opposite elbows, forearms, or triceps. And then just let your head hang heavy. And if you're like me, your knees might be bent a little bit. For me right now, my hamstrings feel really tight. So I'm kind of letting my chest rest on my thighs, which is creating a little bit of work, but it's also allowing me to slowly stretch into my hamstrings. And then I'm going to add a little sway from left to right and allow the weight to shift in my body as well. And that's optional, or you can join. And you could be feeling some slight tension beneath your feet, maybe some tingling. That's also very normal. That sensation could maybe feel like pins and needles at times, or little kind of pinches here and there. And it's just the idea of feeling the blood flow in a different direction, wakening up the body, and it shouldn't happen the whole time at all. Release your hands. Halfway lift your spine, so keep your hands on the mat or crawl your hands up your thighs. Stick out your bum, reach your heart forward. Good. Exhale, forward fold.
Lovely. From here, we're going to bring the feet closer together as they're rather wide. And I just want you to bone by bone roll it up. So you're back to standing where we started. Good. Now sweep your arms up into the air. Ooh. Take a big inhale. Good. Lift your heart. And then exhale through heart center. Fold forward. Halfway lift your spine. Gaze forward. Let's step to down dog together for the first time. So we're going to go one foot, then the other. Good. And then I want you to inhale, bend your knees, come into the balls of your feet, push back with your rib cage. Good. Exhale, straighten your legs by pushing your butt into the air. Repeat, bend your knees a lot, push your chest to your rib cage. Good. Straighten the legs. Last time, please bend the knees deeply, push the ribs and chest together, exhale, straighten, roll forward to plank, drop your knees. Good, you're gonna sit on your heels to get started, and if this is super uncomfortable, remember to put a block or pillow underneath your booty, or feel free if you need to sit in some different place altogether. Take both arms way up into the air. Good, lengthen and stretch, and now we're gonna bend our elbows 90-90. Good. Now, let your spine get long, so stack your head right over your hips, and then you're going to turn to the right. And it's totally fine to be up here on your kneecaps if you want to. Yeah, there you go. 3. Good. Nice twist. 2. And you might feel your back right shoulder saying, hey, I'm not going anywhere, and that's normal. Good. Come back to center. And then exhale, twist to the left. And again, on this side, I feel my left shoulder saying, hey, I'm not going anywhere, I'm trying to, but there's not much mobility or rotation. And again, very normal and okay. Good, come back to center on your inhale, extend both arms all the way up. And then exhale, reach forward. Good, from here we're gonna tuck our toes, lift our kneecaps 2 inches off the mat, hover them from the ground. 4. Good, hover, so your arms are engaged. Guess what else is engaged? Your core. 3. 2, drop your knees back down. Good. On your next breath, exhale, lower your forearms to the ground. So you're going to put your right forearm on the mat and then your left. And your palms are flat, fingertips face forward, okay? Tuck your toes, raise your bum. Dolphin pose to start. Press back with your heart. Good. Feel your chest push back. Let your body hang heavy. 3. Good. 2. And what I mean by hang heavy is your head, your neck, and your shoulders. And then on 1, yes, we're going to keep working. Walk your toes back so you're in your first forearm plank. Don't hate me. It's almost over, I promise. Hold. 4. Lower the belly to a beautiful Sphinx in 3. 2. Good job. Exhale, drop the thighs. Untuck your toes. Walk your elbows forward, okay? So you want to make sure shoulder, elbow, hand in alignment, reaching forward. Good. Exhale, bend your knees, and give me a side to side wag here. So release the tension, let it go. Good. Exhale from here. You're going to slowly lower down, forehead touches. Now slide the hands back where your elbows were. Pull your elbows in, press into the top of your feet. Come up through cobra or up dog. Good. Exhale, child's pose. So bring the knees forward. Sink your hips back and down. Slow your breath. 3. Good. 2. And then exhale, 1. You're going to slowly rise up inch by inch. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees again. Ready? Hover with me. 4. Right off that mat, we're going to down dog in 3. 2, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Now we're going to warm up with a very basic sequence of a vinyasa, a sun salutation A, namaskar A, okay? So I want you guys to look forward to your hands, bend your knees, step or jump forward, your choice. Halfway lift your spine, gaze forward. Good. Exhale, fold forward. Remember that half lift, okay? Inhale, press into your feet. Grow tall, squeeze your glutes. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands rest down by the sides.
Inhale, raise both arms up, take a back bend. Good. Exhale, fold forward with me. Hands come back to your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway, your choice of where you lengthen. And then we step to high plank, okay? So one foot steps, then the other. Chaturanga push-up, so your choice, either knee down, which I'll demo first, or full push-up. Inhale, flip your feet. Cobra or up dog is where the thighs pop up, which you've seen before. Good. Exhale, push into your feet to come back. You might need your hands and knees at one point, and that's okay too. Pressing back, 3. Good. Allow yourself to get comfortable in down dog. Not easy pose, but definitely a pose that gives you a little bit of time to catch your breath. Now look forward. Again, it's your choice. Step or hop forward. Lengthen your spine halfway. Nice floats. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Reach forward to rise. Inhale. And then exhale your hands by your sides. We'll repeat that one more time. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, which is your Ardha Uttanasana. Now you can jump into Chaturanga, all right? Or step to plank. I'll show you the jump. You'll land with those bent elbows. Inhale, up dog. It's not my favorite. I don't like jumping. And then downward facing dog. When I was like 21, I liked jumping. But add some years, not my favorite anymore. And breathe. Good. Take another full breath here. And you want your legs, by the way, slightly bent. So I say this most classes, which I know can sound repetitive if you practice with me a lot, but you just want to make sure those knees stay bent. You want to push back. Good. Gaze forward, step or jump to the top. Halfway lift. And then fold. This time, take your forward fold a little deeper. And take a little longer here. See if you can feel a slight bit more opening within your body. Beautiful. And then inhale, rise to stand. Take your arms all the way up. Firm your legs. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Close your eyes, standing here for a moment. Capture your breath in a way that allows you to slow down the heart rate if it elevated. And I invite each one of you to soften the lips close. Inhale with me through the nose. Exhale out of your nose and down the back of your throat. One more time if you can, nice and slow. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out. Good. Release your arms down by your sides. Inhale, sweep those babies up into the air. Good. Exhale through heart center. We fold forward together. Take a nice flat back as you gaze forward. Now you can use your blocks if you need to, one under each hand. Otherwise, just step your left foot to the back of the mat. Left knee is going to drop down to the ground for your first knee down lunge of today, okay? I want you to keep your right hand where it is. It's outside of your right foot. And then the left arm is going to inhale up and back. So you're kind of moving in a lateral diagonal stretch forward. Good. Take one more big breath. Maybe you can look up and you can see your left hand that's in the air. And then release your left hand back down on the mat or your blocks. Good. Now walk your left kneecap. So pick up your left knee, walk it backwards. And then straighten your right leg, pulling the toes up to the sky. Take both hands over to the right side of your right leg. You're here for 3. Now your hips are going to want to move to the left. So push your hips to the right, 2. That will keep them most likely in alignment. And then on 1, reframe your foot. Good. All you're going to have to do is bend your right knee, and then you'll find the alignment right away of knee to ankle. Pick up your left kneecap. Good. On your next exhale, step to high plank. We're going to find our first side plank, so keep your hands exactly where they are. Drop your feet to the left. Raise your right arm up to the sky. Lower your left knee if you need to. 3. If you want to, maybe you pick up your right foot, you bend the knee, and you place the ball of the foot on the inner thigh. You can think tree pose. 2. Nice. Exhale, 1. Shift to high plank. Optional chaturanga, which is your push-up. Come into an up dog or a cobra with or without your knees. And then downward facing dog as you press back. Good. Widen your stance as wide as your yoga mat. So step the right foot to the right and the left foot to the left. Gently walk your hands to the back of your mat so you're in a forward fold with your feet slightly wider than they have been before. Now, just bend your knees and move your hips with me side to side. So some of you might be really comfortable moving your hips and bending your knees, and some of you might be less comfortable. So just kind of create a range of motion that feels good for you, side to side for 3. Good. 2. Land in the center, fold forward on 1. Good. Deep yogi squat. So the feet are set up perfectly, but turn the toes out now. So find either 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock or 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And then drop your sit bones down. So the more and more that you get comfortable sitting the glutes below the knees, the more the toes, so I can turn my toes actually all the way forward. And I don't feel any pain or tension in my shins or my ankles. But the more and more you practice it, the less you're gonna have to turn your toes out. And then you can just sink deep into a squat. More mobility. Pull your thumbs all the way into your chest, elevate your heart. Good, now we're gonna drop our knees. We're gonna return to that dolphin pose we were in the beginning. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna bring our forearms out in front of us. Exhale, tuck your toes, and then raise your butt. Good, this time raise your right leg all the way up. Hold for 3. 2, this is just an option. 1, raise your left leg all the way up. Hold for 3. Good. 2 and 1. Now walk your toes back so you're in forearm plank. Same thing we did before. We went from our dolphin into our forearm plank. You're here for 4. Good. Sphinx pose in 3, 2, Sphinx. So drop the stomach. Slide your elbows forward. And then see if you can find your breath here as you feel your low back just really, really soften. Good. Exhale, the forehead taps as you move your hands back. Squeeze your elbows in tightly. Inhale, come up through cobra or up dog. Good. Exhale through downward facing dog. Now come high on the balls of your feet. Bend your knees a little bit. Those of you that are tight are going to have to bend your knees a lot. That's okay. Walk slowly forward, foot by foot by foot by foot by foot by foot until you reach the very top. Good. Place your palms on your shins. Halfway lift the spine. And again, fold forward, chest to thighs. Give yourself a moment here just to breathe. We'll stand tall together. Take the arms up and over the head. Squeeze the inner thighs. This time, let's take the arms in a big circle. So rotate the shoulders back with me. Hold on to your low back. And then you're going to inhale, open the heart. Good. Keep holding the back as you bow forward. Let's do the second side of this sequence. Halfway lift. Right foot is going to step back on the mat. Right knee is going to drop down. And again, feel free to snag your blocks if you have them and just feel your body move forward. Now, left hand's going to stay where it's at. Right arm is going to reach back and then slightly forward, depending on your mobility, to give you that nice diagonal stretch through the right side body and arm. You're also going to feel this in your right quad and hip flexor. 3. Good. Keep lengthening. 2. Good. Exhale. 1. Lower your hand down. It's a very hard pose for me because my quads, my thighs are very tight. So in order to do that, I really have to, secure my hips to keep them stable. So you might feel that. Now pick up your back right knee, walk it backwards, and that will help you have plenty of room to straighten your left leg. All right, now let's move both of our hands over to the left side of the left leg. Now your hips are going to want to move right, so push those babies to the left, which will keep you in alignment. 3. Good, breathe here for me. 2. And then on 1, you're going to walk your hands back to center. Please re-bend your knee as you shift forward. Good, now pick up your right knee together. Exhale, step the left foot to plank. Keep your hands and feet exactly where they are. Just drop your heels to the right. And then you'll raise your left arm up for side plank. Option to stay here or drop the right knee. Or maybe the left leg lifts and you place the ball of your foot above your kneecap. Think tree pose. 3, 2, land in plank when you're ready. Totally fine if you took the knee down version and just kept your foot on the mat too. Lower chaturanga dandasana. Take a back bend. Stay here. Now, child's pose, hips to heels. Take a moment for yourself. Good. And if your back is tight, maybe you rock a little from left to right, almost like you're massaging your low back. Good. 2 more breaths. And then you'll slowly walk your hands in towards you. You're going to come onto your seat again, just like this. And then again, if this is not comfortable for your knees, you can pop up onto your kneecaps or sit differently, but we're going to place our hands behind our head. Round 2, start to twist right. I can already feel, actually very surprisingly, a lot more room as I move to the right. Good, come through center. Inhale, lengthen, so pull the abdominal muscles in. Exhale, twist left with me. Good, and then you might feel, I don't feel a lot more room on this side yet, but it was tighter. And then come back to center. Good, we have our floating tabletop. Place your hands down, pick up your knees. This time in floating tabletop, I want you to drop your heels to the right, tap the outside of your shin down, come back through center, tap your heels to the other side, tap your shin down. Center, tap, center, tap. Yes, you should feel your obliques. All right. Center, tap. We're staying low, guys. One more time. Left leg taps. Last time, right leg taps. Inhale, center, hold it. Whew. Drop your knees. Good. Last dolphin pose. Forearms down. Tuck your toes. Hips high. Good. Soften those knees. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, single leg in the air. Option 3, dolphin push-ups. Let's move forward and back. 5, 4. I'm moving if you're not sure what to do. 3. Good. 2. One more rep. 1. And then we crawl back. We crawl forward. We pull our belly in and away from the ground for 4, 3, 2, Sphinx pose, drop. Good, crawl the forearms forward. Heart rate should have gone up a little bit there as it was back to back to back, okay? Now, cross your forearms or your hands. I'm gonna go hand over hand. Put your forehead down. Tuck your toes, lengthen your low back by pulling your toes back a little bit more, trying to walk your kneecaps backwards. Good. Now untuck your toes, lay the tops of your feet down. Keep your forehead glued to your hands. Keep your hands on your yoga mat. We're just going to raise both legs up and down. As you do this, I want you to feel the activation in your glutes. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Kneecaps should easily be coming up. Legs are straight. You should be able to lift maybe the very top of your thigh bone up.
Maybe you're lifting all the way towards the middle of your thigh. 5, 4, squeeze your booty. 3, 2, one more big rep. Lift, lift, lift. Whew, 1. Nice job. Bring your gaze forward. Good. Walk your arms in. And then ever so slowly start to make your way into a tabletop. I just want you to play around with a little bit of movement in the spine, making sure the back feels good after the belly down work and your core work. Good. Tuck your toes. Please find downward facing dog with me, okay? And remember, tabletop is always a great option for down dog if you feel like taking it a little bit less aggressive with the body. Right leg rises on your inhale, so lift your right leg up into the air, please. Good. Step your right foot forward, warrior 2. So I'm going to anchor my back heel, turn my sit bones towards you, which is going to allow my spine to parallel and then my arms to reach long. Go ahead and look down at your belly button. Make sure it's facing the long edge of your mat instead of turning forward. Now look forward over your right arm. Good. Reverse your warrior. Reach up and back with me. Really elongate the stretch. And then exhale, side angle. So either put your forearm on your thigh and then reach up, or see if you can find your mat. See if you can look at the space to your left, or can you turn your eyes up to your left thumb? I'm going to take my left arm into a half bind. So if you need to watch, I'm going to roll my thumb down and place it on my low back. 3. Good. 2. And then on 1, I'm going to extend my arm. If your arm is bent, reach it up with me. We're all going to come back to warrior 2. Right leg is tired, I know that. Straighten the right leg, give it a break. Good. Reach and elongate the spine up. Good. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. And then spin to the ball of your back foot for me. So now you're facing forward. We're going to tap our left knee, keep our hands down. And then we're going to pick up the left knee and we're going to pull the hips all the way back. Repeat that twice more. Tap your left knee down, pull your chest through. Good. Exhale, pick up, and then lengthen. One more time. Tap your knee down, look forward. Exhale, pick up your back knee, fold over your leg. Good. Now, bend your right knee forward, lower your left knee down, keep your right hand on the mat, use your block if you need to. I'm going to use my fingertips, and then the left arm's going to come up. The reason I'm using my fingertips is to try to make my arm longer so that I have more room from the ground to the sky. Good. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And then exhale, release your left hand. Good. Put your right hand on your right thigh. Put your left hand on top of it. So you're going to interlace your fingers just like this, pressing down into your right thigh in order to pick up your chest. Once you feel good there, raise your arms up. Gather your hands to heart center. Exhale, we're going to twist. So you're going to bring your left arm over your leg and then gently revolve the spine. Twist to your right. 3. Good. And then again, try to push the outside of your right leg into your left arm so that your leg isn't falling in towards the midline. 2. Feel the rotation in your body. Beautiful work. Inhale. Center. Extend your arms up. And then frame your right foot. When you're ready, step back down dog. Big push. Roll forward plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Good. Tabletop. All right, tuck your toes, lift your knees. Ready? You can use your forearms if your wrists are feeling tight.
Now we're going to drop the feet to the right, tap the thigh, center, tap the thigh, center. Good. 4, center, 3, center. Come on, abs. 2, center. 1 more. Tap, center, downward facing dog. Take 2 to 3 breaths here. And those are hard. They also elevate my heart rate. They challenge my abs so I feel the same work. Good. Let's extend our left leg up when you feel ready. Take a big stretch. And then let your left foot step all the way through. We're going to come back to our standing series, Warrior 2, okay? So land here. And again, you want your chest parallel to the right side of the mat. Lengthen out through your arms. Breath in through the nose, so inhale, pull it in. Out the same way. Good. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Find that side body stretch. And then exhale, option to bring the forearm to the thigh. And you can reach straight up, or if you have some room, come on down with me. You can keep reaching straight up either way. Or again, I'm going to take the half bind like I took on the first side. And then slowly roll my chest open. 3. Breathe in and out slowly. 2. Push firmly through your feet, engage your legs. And then on 1, you're going to reach your arm all the way back up into the air if it is bound. And then gently come back. We hold our Warrior 2. So really stay low in that left knee. You've got this. Inhale, straight-legged, so reverse triangle. And then let's take a big cartwheel of the hands to the mat. You're going to spin to the ball of your back foot with me. Nice job. Make sure the heel is elevated. Now, let's all tap our knee down together. Look forward. And then exhale, straighten left leg. Repeat. Bend and tap. And straighten. Bend and tap. And straighten. All right, now we bend and we stay. Good. Left hand stays down outside of the left foot. Use your block if you want to. Right arm reaches up into the air and over the head for that lateral diagonal move. 1 more time for 3, 2. Right hand lowers to the earth on 1. All right, let's put our left hand on our left thigh and then push into your left hand. Right hand's going to come right on top, so interlacing the fingers, pressing down in order to lengthen. Good, and you're going to feel the stretch in your back right hip flexor. 3. Lift your heart here. 2. Now we're going to take our arms all the way up to the sky, so find length. And then exhale your hands to heart center. Here's your twist. So cross over. Bringing your thumbs to heart center as you gaze behind you for the twist. 3. Good. Engage your core. So revolved knee down lunge twist. Can you see your back left shoulder? 2. And then on 1, you're going to slowly move forward. Bring your arms all the way up. Good. Frame your foot with me. Now, back knee will elevate. Let's take a big move here. Pivot to your right. Wide-legged forward fold. Exhale, walk your hands back in line with your heels and then lower your head further. So if you always keep your hands out in front of you, it's hard to fold because you're kind of stuck here. So see if you can crawl your hands back as far as they'll go. So my fingers stop like right around my heels. And then I try to push the heels of my hands down, and then I still have some room here in my head, neck, and shoulders to give them a nice stretch too.
You're here for 3 breaths. Option to stay here, or maybe loop your right big toe, loop your left big toe, take your peace sign fingers to your big toes, and then pull down. Last breath. Good. Shimmy forward to the front of your mat. Make your pivot. Lovely. And then step back, down dog. I invite you to stay here or move it forward with me. We take chaturanga. We take our inhale. And then meet back in your down dog as you exhale. Hips to the sky. Good. Please roll forward to plank. We're going to lay all the way down on our stomachs. Cross your forearms like we did before, really your hands. We're going to glue our head back into our hands, okay? From there, we're going to keep our feet down this time. So we're going to do the opposite movement. We're going to lift our upper body. We're going to glue our head to our hands as we do this, which is going to encourage us to keep our neck relaxed, okay? Feet are down, so tuck those toes, pull your thighs back, press down into your feet. Now, forehead presses into hands, lift up the hands, and then lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's difficult. Bend your knees. Feel free to rock it out side to side. If you're like me and it's kind of hard just because you're tight in your back, or maybe you're feeling a little weak in the back, that's normal. Good. Let your legs go. Let's take our time and press into down dog. Hips in the air when your body is ready. We're going to go back to our standing sequence and we'll add on some balancing movements. So take your right leg all the way up. Good. Right leg lifts and then step it all the way through. You'll anchor your heel again. Take the arms up and around. Strong warrior 2 as you're landing. Inhale right into reverse warrior this time. And then big cartwheel of the hands down to the mat. Spin to the ball of your back foot, okay? Step up slightly. Now step up more, taking standing split. Big balancing pose here. So you're folding over the right shin in order to lift the left leg. 3. Good. Keep lifting. 2. And then let your feet come together on 1. Good. Now, bone by bone, you're going to roll it up. So take your time. We're going to raise our left arm up into the air, okay? Bicep by our ear. Now you're going to pull your right heel to your right butt. Grab hold of your foot, knees together. And remember, you can always loop your foot with a strap or a towel. Now, bend your left knee just a little bit, okay? You don't want that leg to be super, super straight. Now, kick your right foot into your hand as you extend forward, working into dancer's pose, okay? So this is a great stopping point. Maybe you kick higher. You can lower your chest more to the ground, or you can stay upright. I also like to sometimes bring my left hand to my left hip to help with my balance. 3. Good job. If you fall, come right back. 2. Uh-oh. And 1. Nice. Come into chair pose. So bring your fingertips all the way to the mat and then reach up. Good. Sit low in those hips. Stay for one more breath and then fold forward. Nice job. Inhale, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale into high plank, one foot and then the other. Chaturanga, knees or toes, or no push-up at all. Back bend. And then lift your hips, down dog. As you arrive, again, feet are a few inches apart, knees are slightly bent. Left leg lifts. Left foot steps through. We find warrior two for a second time, okay? So big transition here from down dog to warrior two. Now we move right to reverse warrior, so reach up and back. And then we cartwheel the hands to go into our first balancing pose on the left, stepping the right foot up a little bit, walking the hands forward. Blocks are also totally available. Right leg lifts, lifts, lifts. Standing split on this side. Now my left leg is tighter, so I definitely feel more of a challenge. You might feel that too. Try the best you can to lift your leg up, up, and away. 3, 2, and then lower your right foot to meet your left foot. Take some time here. Catch your breath and just fold in. Slowly stand up. Bring the hands to heart center. Right arm rises to the sky. Drop your left arm. Same pose, dancer. Pull your left heel to your left butt. Now your knees are going to want to come apart, but pull those babies back together. And then kick and lift your foot into your hand. Bend your right knee a little bit. Keep kicking, keep lifting. Core is actively engaged. And again, I like to bring my right hand to my right hip. It helps me keep my body in alignment as I kick so I don't rotate open. Hold it for 3. Fall and come back. 2. Lovely. And then release your feet together all the way on the mat in one little shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. One more time in chair. Sit low. Reach up. Good. Hold here. 4. You're going to sit onto your butt, which may or may not be easy for you. Some of you are going to be able to easily sit. Some of you are going to have to finagle your way down to your butt, okay? Ideally, keep sitting, keep sitting, keep sitting. And then we come right into boat, okay? So do the best you can for 4. Hold for 3. 2. Now cross your shins, sit up nice and straight. We'll take a gentle twist to the right. Place your right hand behind you. Let your left hand hold your knee and then tuck your chin, kind of like we did in the beginning where we stretched our neck, but this time you're going to feel the stretch more in the back of the neck versus along the side. Good. Exhale, come through center. Right hand grabs hold of your left thigh. Left fingertips are behind you. Start the rotation. 3, 2, come back to center, and then back to boat. Pick up your feet. Good. Pull your knees in tightly. You can hold on the whole time. You can even put your hands next to you on the ground the whole time. All right? You choose. You're here for 5. We're going to lay down on our back. We're going to move into a little bit of a core series. 4, 3, 2, exhale, slowly bring it down. Beautiful work. All right, let's go ahead and bring our knees to 90 degrees, please. Good, and then from there, bring the hands behind your head. Exhale, crunch up toward your thighs and then lower. 8, 7, support your head with your hands. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your head up. Reach your right heel forward. Core is actively engaged. Bring it back. Reach your left heel forward. Head is still up. You should feel your abs a lot. Good. Bring it back. Right leg reaches forward. Now left heel reaches forward. Oh, that's tough. Bring the left leg back. Bring the right leg back. Good. Now let's do that again. Left leg reaches. Hold it. Keep your heel on the mat. Very soft touch. Right heel reaches forward. Hold it. Right heel returns. Left heel returns. Good. Crunch up for 8. Keep your knees at 90. 7, 6, 5, 4, almost done. 3, 2, 1. Keep your head up. Last set. Right heel. Left heel joins. Now, if you can, both feet come back together. Woo! Left heel, you've got this. Right heel joins, hold. Bring both back together. One more each side. Right heel down. Left heel down, hold. Knees are bent, so back is protected. Both feet come back together. Left heel down. Right heel joins, hold it. Both come back together. Crunch up one time. Put your head down, hug your knees in. Woof. I felt that too. I was like, I'm starting to burn a little. Rock it from side to side. Good. Now rock up and down 3 times until you land in seated. One more big rock to the top. Good. Now this time, feet together, knees apart for bound angle. So sit up as straight as you can. I don't like to pull my feet in really close. That's up to you. And then fold forward when you're ready. Good. Relax. You might round forward too versus fold. Think about the difference in the two. So a fold forward would be like here, because you fold something in half, meaning it doesn't really round, right? But then a round forward would be the tucking of the chin, the dropping of the head, and it's just things to think about, because you want to be aware of kind of what is my spine doing at any given moment, and does it feel safe, and does it feel good? And the goal would be that it does. Good. Gently bring the spine up. So now your spine is considered upright. Good. Now tuck your chin, push your spine behind you. Now your spine is considered hunched. Good. Bring your spine up. All right, bring your knees together and then let your legs lengthen. So this is where we want to push our fingertips down into the ground and try to get as tall as we can. And you'll notice that your shoulders come up when you do this, so try to drop them down. Good. Flex your feet, so your toes should always be facing the sky. Sit up really, really tall. Fold forward, so that means flat back, right? Now, if you want to, you can round forward. Just notice the difference. One is more active, one is more passive. One might feel really good, one might feel less good based on kind of how your body is feeling in that moment or the tension you might be holding. I had some back tension for a while a few months ago, so for me, folding forward was very intense because I could feel it pulling in the area of my back that wasn't relaxing. It just wasn't willing to soften. Take 2 more breaths here. And then you're going to slowly elongate the spine. And then relax. Good. Scoot your bum forward. No more core. Just lay down on your back. All right. Hug your right knee to your chest for me. Give it some love. Lay your left leg down. We're going to straighten our right leg up into the air for a hamstring stretch. You may need a strap around your foot if you're really tight. Otherwise, just reach up the leg, holding above or below the knee to make sure you're not holding the knee itself. And then option to keep it passive, so stay here, or pick up your head and then pull your forehead towards your shin. Good. Exhale, hug your knee back into your chest. And then let's do the other side. So pull the left knee in, lay the right leg down. Hold there, long stretch through the right leg. And then raise your left leg in the air. Again, strap or hands, up to you. And then push. So it's easy to straighten the leg and kind of just be there, but can you lengthen the foot? Now pick up your head, engage your core, pulling the chest towards the leg. 3, Good. Actively pushing and pulling. 2. Exhale, put your head down. Hug your knee into your chest and then bring your right knee in as well. Hold your kneecaps. Draw 3 circles on the ceiling in one direction. And then you're going to go 3 circles in the other direction. Good. And then you're going to take your hips, place your hands next to you, bump your hips left, and then drop your knees fully to the right, please, for a spinal twist. Take your left arm up into the air, reach for the ceiling, and then let your left arm open up to the left. Turn your eyes towards the left if it's comfortable, but if it feels like you're trying to fight in your neck and shoulders, then just very slowly, maybe just turn your left eye that way. Good. 2 more soft breaths here as you feel your twist. Inhaling and exhaling. And then I want you to gently make your way back through center. Take your time. We're going to take your hips, do the same thing we did before. So pick up your feet, place your hands next to you, bump your hips to the right. And now drop your knees to the left. Right arm straight up in the air. Right arm out to the right. Back of your head can stay down. You can look left or you can look right. There's no right or wrong. Ideally, we cue looking the direction away from the twist, but sometimes that's really intense on the neck and shoulders, so just do what's best for you. And then as you're ready, you'll come back to center. You can use your feet to move you back. Plant your feet on the mat, place your hands next to you, and then lift your hips up, bridge. Walk your shoulder blades underneath if you want. Press and lift your legs up and away. Feel your 10 toes pushing down, including your heels. Keep your neck neutral so your head is in line with the body. Take 2 more breaths. And then lower down super slow. You're going to place your hands on your thighs for a traction pose. So place your palms on your thighs. Push your palms into your thighs as hard as you can, and then work to lengthen out here as you feel the stretch in your low back and your hip flexors. Then if you want to, you can open and close your knees. 3, 2, 1. Happy baby. Let's bring the knees in for our final pose, finding the outsides of the feet. Pull your knees in and down. Rock it out side to side. Hopefully not feeling any leftover tension in the body, maybe a little bit of work. Good. And then if you want to curl in, you can bring your feet together and you can curl up towards your feet to give yourself one more little stretch if you want. Not necessary, but up to you. And then exhale as we lay down. We have a nice Shavasana here together. So you can take any pose you want. You can take knees together, feet apart. You can take feet together, knees apart. You can have your legs extended in front of you. And then just take a moment, get situated. Feel the left side of your body. Feel the right side of your body. And then I encourage you just to lay flat and be still with me for a few breaths together. Noticing that with silence, maybe you have the opportunity to really enjoy just being in this moment. And then closing the eyes and giving back to yourself. And then hopefully there's this switch in the brain. It just shuts off for a bit. It says, hey, you work a lot, you do a lot. You yourself have an opportunity right now to turn it off. Take a deep inhale, fill up your belly, your lungs. Feel your chest just come off of the mat. And then exhale, let it go. One more time. Feel your body turn into a balloon. And then exhale, deflate. You can take your arms over your head for a full body stretch. Good. Exhale, pull your knees into your chest when you're ready. You can roll to your right side. A lot of people like to do that and pause. You can also just roll up or sit up. And then find a comfortable seat when you're ready. As we sit up, I want you to bring your hands to your heart and close your eyes. You can also gaze down if you prefer versus closing the eyes fully. I hope that your body enjoyed the practice. You tried to do as much core as you could. Hopefully your core feels stronger. Let's bring ourselves down to the earth into a fold. Namaste, and thank you so much for moving with me. Nice work. Good job, everyone.